Maniacs, welcome back to the channel. Your local bedhead here. Some more Mike Tyson and Jake Paul conversation. So Netflix apparently is being sued over the lagginess of the live that they presented to us all a while back, of the fight. If you don't know, there are memes everywhere. There was constant buffering, a lot of issues for people who really wanted to see this thing. A lot of people paid good money to watch it, and it just buffered. Every like 5 minutes, it just stopped completely. And it pissed off a lot of people. You know, I got to see what they're going to say, obviously. But for me right now, I don't know if it's really worth suing them over, in my opinion at least. I just probably will just cancel my subscription and just stop paying for it overall. If I'm really that upset about it, I'm not going to use Netflix anymore, which is kind of the case because I actually did cancel my membership afterwards. But yeah, let's see what's going on here. Netflix hit with $50 million class action lawsuit over Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight streaming glitches. This was actually posted today, so. A Florida man has filed a class action lawsuit against Netflix over poor streaming quality that they affected millions during the widely viewed boxing match between former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson and YouTube personality Jake Paul on Friday night. Ronald Blue Denton, a resident of Hillsborough County, Florida, alleged that the streaming giant was guilty of breach of contract over the frequent glitches, according to TMZ. The class action lawsuit filed in Florida state court is seeking damage of at least $50 million. $50 million lawsuit. That's a big chunk of change right there. 60 million Americans were hyped to see Iron Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, versus YouTuber turned prize fighter Jake Paul. What they saw was the baddest streaming on the planet. Yeah, it's pretty much what happened, yeah. We go to see the baddest man on the planet, we get the baddest stream on the planet, yeah. The lawsuit claims. It was alleged that many viewers missed the opportunity to fight due to the interruptions. Netflix customers experienced massive streaming issues that should have been known better because it's happened before. They were woefully ill-prepared, according to the lawsuit, which you would think that they would be. I mean, especially when they knew exactly how popular this was going to be. I mean, this was insanely popular. Of course, you would think that they would have the time to at least prepare for if something were to happen. And unfortunately, it doesn't feel like they were prepared. It literally, when the fight started, when the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight started, that's when you knew everybody jumped on into the actual stream. Like everything else, a lot of people were just kind of like walking in and out of, but everybody started to show up once this fight started happening. Because that's when the whole thing just went AWOL. Citing over 100,000 people complaining online, the lawsuit claimed, I would say there's probably more than 100,000 people complaining online. There's a lot of people complaining online. I was actually one of them. I made a couple posts. Funny, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. It was just kind of like one of those things. I'm not going to lie to you. During the time of the live stream when I was watching it, and then it would freeze up like every 2 seconds to 5 seconds, it was aggravating as all hell. I might have said 5 minutes. No, it was almost more like 5 seconds pausing. It was pretty bad. It really was. The lawsuit, sorry for the ads. The lawsuit claimed that boxing fans, along with the average American wanting to see a legend, it was most likely his last fight, were faced with legendary problems, including no access, streaming glitches, and buffering issues. During the bout, many viewers took to social media to express their frustration and streaming buffering problems before and during the fight. Yes, they really did, because I remember going on Facebook and seeing the posts. According to the website Down Detector, nearly 85,000 viewers logged problems and outrages of streaming leading up to the fight. The bout was scheduled to the 8 2-minute rounds as opposed to the normal 3 minutes, the 10 rounds for most pro fights. Paul won by fight with an unanimous vote. Netflix said Saturday that the bout was watched by the worldwide audience of 60 million and peaked 65 million concurrent streams. It said nearly 50 million households were turned on to a co-main event between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, in which Taylor kept undisputed lightweight champion with another disputed decision. Netflix said it would prove additional viewership information, including total viewers, in coming weeks. The bout between the YouTuber turned boxer Paul and Tyson, 58-year-old former heavyweight champion from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, was Netflix's biggest live sports event to date, to an opportunity to make it sure we can handle audiences' demands in NFL and WD on the horizon. I don't think anybody's going to watch it. Unfortunately, I really feel like you kind of blew it with this one. And look, at the same time, you also got to notice, people I have noticed, I've gone back and watched the fight a couple times now, even more times than my last video. There are some moments in there where I'm genuinely beginning to lean more into the idea that this was scripted and not really his age. Yeah. There are clear moments when Mike Tyson, from previous fights, had the upper hand, and in this fight, he had so many moments when he had the upper hand, and he refused to take them. One moment, two moments at least, I've noticed 3 or 2 moments where he clearly had an opening to give like Jake Paul an uppercut or a good shot to the jaw, and he didn't take it. And he clearly was about to in some moments too, but refrained from doing it. It's so obviously clear. It's almost like my intelligence is being questioned. Like, do you think I'm that stupid? Do you think I'm not that, like, do you think I lack common sense to not notice when someone's obviously holding back? Because clearly, obviously, Mike Tyson was insanely holding back in this fight. And Jake Paul, there have been moments, I even forgot about these moments because for the most part, I missed the first time this fight was streaming because it lagged so much. But there are moments when Jake Paul is like hugging him, like, you know, leaning on him and stuff. And in those moments, and there's one moment in specifically, that you could easily have whispered something to Mike to remind him what's going on here, right? And most people wouldn't even bat an eye towards that, and it might go over some people's heads, especially if you're not into boxing like I am. The first time I saw that, it went right over my head. And then you can tell that he said something to Mike because then Mike slaps him on the back after they have a quick little few seconds of just kind of Jake being next to his ear. Like he got the message that he was giving. So, and then for Jake to be out here fucking boasting about it and acting like he's the biggest fucking thing in the entire sport because he beat Iron Mike Tyson, man, you know, if you had earned it in a proper way, I'd be like, okay, fair. But it doesn't even feel like you've earned it. This whole thing, let's say if he was trying, okay? You still would have beat the fuck out of a 58-year-old man. This was a stupid decision to do on your part, regardless, because there is no winning for you. And yeah, he may want to strive off that. You know, he likes being the problem child. Man, you're getting famous for like all the wrong reasons. You're going out there with this bully mentality and then acting like you're the hottest shit. It's aggravating, and I can see why a lot of people are aggravated about this fight. I mean, there are some people out there saying that they want to make petitions to get him thrown out of the sport because it was that insulting. And I truly believe, I'm getting to the point where I'm actually starting to believe and lean in more that Mike Tyson was in fact holding back a lot and getting aggravated at the fact that he was taking these punches and not being able to full on just let loose. And I literally am beginning to personally believe that I have no doubt if Mike really wanted to win that fight, he probably could have won that fight. Because again, there are some moments when Jake is realizing, even though he claims that he didn't feel his punches, there are moments in this fight where you clearly can tell Jake was at an awe. He got slugged in the chin at one point, and then you could see his eyes widen and back up immediately. Looked like he was freaking out in a sense, and then not long after that, that's when they had their moment when Jake hugged him, and then he tapped him on, and Mike tapped him on the back as if he like told him something. Because I think he was realizing that Mike was really getting into it. So I truly believe that there was something going on behind the scenes that we're just not aware of. I think it's obvious at this point. So, do I think Netflix needs to be sued over this? Not really. I personally don't think so. Myself, but that's just me. Is it shocking to hear this? I guess not really. I guess there would be somebody who would probably try to take it to a little bit more of an extreme level at some point. Having said that, what do you think in the comments section? Let me know your personal opinions down below. Do you care? Do you not care? What do you think was going on with this fight? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll talk maybe more about subject matters like this in the future if you guys want me to. I'm just here to give my thoughts. And as always, I will see you next time. Please do take care. Throwing down, coming after me. If you can't, can't stay, can't start to through.
You won't be mended.